Welcome back from the Grand Prix Studio 2016 Sailplane Grand Prix in Austria. This is race day 5 and we had another sharp race. That was the last race of a week of 8 days, so that's the 5th day, and it was forecasted slightly unstable, so we were expecting rain showers and quite severe thunderstorms in the afternoon. That's why we are having a shorter task today, 131.9 kilometers via 3 turning points: Wald am Schuberpass, Mosheim, Trautenfels, and back to the threshold to 2. The maximum start height was this time 2,200 meters and the maximum start speed 170 kph. Maximum wing loading of the day 49 kg per square meter, and we're having all the pilots coming closer now to the start. And it was a short but very fast race, and as you can see, there will be a few scenes and a few decisions of the pilots. They were quite differently, and we call it pepper in the race. And everybody is now going on. Start gate is now open. The start height 2,200 meters, as I told you, and everybody is leaving rather close together, just taking a thermal, and everybody's leaving now to the first turning point, which is about 50 k's from the start line. East of it, and then you see there are Lima Victor, Victor Golf and Oscar Tango ahead, but they are quite low or lower than the others. We may see the altitudes of the pilots in the yeah, here we have the heights, and all the others picking up. Oscar Tango, Whiskey Golf are ahead, 1,700, 1,800 meters. The pilots have reported lowering cloud base towards the track point 1. So this was the sufficient height, 2,000, 1,900 meters, a few climbs on the way. And then they are going, here's Yankee 4 again, it's rather high, 2,400 meters. Sierra India even higher, 2,600. And all the others coming from behind, they were just taking time and making more height. Sierra 2 is on the way in the middle of the valley, as you can see, 2,500. It is making progress. And where more or less everybody is quite close together on the first leg. And here they are moving to the first turning point. The heights between 2,000 and 2,500 meters roughly. Oscar Delta, Mike 3, they're just taking their time for making some more height. And they're going to the first turning point here. And they are now turning. Sierra India is first, Didi House second, Max Alexander Müller is third at the turning point, and now they're just crossing to the other side of the valley. Oscar Tango is taking the turn, and also Echo Delta Echo Oscar Delta Mike 3. Everybody is now has turned, and let's see what is going on in the front. Didi House is pushing forward, followed by Whiskey Golf, Lima Zulu, Lukas Niederschic. And here we have the kilometers to the second turning point. Didi House ahead, Werner Ammann, but they're coming lower and lower, while all the others just also being at the same height, but a little bit behind. Here you can see Whiskey Golf is going down to 1,500, and all the others all lower, or quite low actually. 1700, and it was probably not that easy to fly here. And here you can see in the distance the final turning points. Whiskey Golf still low, 1500 meters, and then they go ahead, taking their time. You see, it was not that easy this time because they are quite lower. This is the Selztal train station, and they're going further. Lima Zulu, Luka Schneidersic and Whiskey Golf. Werner Ammann from Austria, still low, 1300, 1400 meters, taking a climb here. Didier House is coming by, and also Alpha Golf joining them. Very important climb this time. And Whiskey Golf is leaving. Look at Golf. Golf is quite low, is going back to the field this time. And here you can see Golf is going to land. And Lima Zulu, Didier House, Whiskey Golf. And Whiskey Golf is doing something differently now. He is on the ridges in the very north, and that gives him a bit of advantage and quite of a safe route and more energy lines. The wind was coming slightly from the southwest. Lima Zulu is now taking the turn as first, Didier House second, but then you can see all the others behind. They are much higher, and they are now be able to push and just catch up with the others in front. And now, because it's a very short race, it's quite interesting on the last leg, on the last few kilometers actually. Lima Zulu is ahead, but he's quite low. He's 980 now, and Whiskey Golf is slightly 300 meters higher. Even Didier House, we saw him just circling over here at the airfield. You can see the airfield coming up. Golf has landed already. And look at Lima Victor and Oscar Tango in the north. We saw them from the airfield, and they were very, very low. It was quite spectacular views. And Lima Zulu is aiming for the finish line. Whiskey Golf is now approaching the ridges, close to the Grimming, and Didier House is now also very low, and he's taking a few climbs over at the airfield. We could see him. He was just dropping a bit of water. As you can see, 02, Papa Kilo, they are scratching around. Didier House is trying to find a thermal here. Whiskey Golf is staying on the ridges. Lima Zulu as well, but a little bit lower. He's just 550 meters ahead, and Whiskey Golf is now picking up with slightly different layer and a bit more energy, a better energy line maybe. He's taking the turn. He's overtaking Lima Zulu, Luka Schneidersic from Slovenia, and the Austrian is now pushing for the finish. And Sierra India is now coming up. He's slightly higher and just flying faster, but Whiskey Golf does a really good job here. As you can see, he's quite consequent, and he's sufficient height to the finish line, and here he is as first of the day. So his second win during this Grand Prix, the last day and this day, and Lima Zulu also finishing now. Very interesting race, and we can see Sierra India now crossing the finish line as third, Oscar Delta, Heimo Dämmerer as fourth, and Didier House as fifth. Also got beaten nearly from Echo Juliet and Yankee 4. Look at this. It's really close, really close, really close. And just fifth and sixth are just mixing up. Yankee 4 now, so it was quite a quite a close race. But we had, yeah, Boston, Pristavec and Didier House ex aequo with 5 points today. At 5th place, and Whiskey Oscar coming in, Alpha Golf, and everybody else. Here's another group with Mike 3, Eduard Supersberger, and Alexander Müller. Mike 3 is flying a 50-meter Ventus, so watch this. Really good. Also India Kilo, Andy Lutz in the north, you can see him. And Oscar Tango, Echo Delta Echo Lima Victor, also Papa Kilo. Also finishing the task. Here also Bravo Tango is coming. He's flying in the southern part of the valley. India Kilo finishing as 12th. Lima Victor as 13th. Echo Delta Echo 14th. And also Bravo Tango, Papa Kilo is in the finish. Oscar Tango in the finish. And Bravo Tango last but not least. Here we are. That was the race day 5 over 4 turning points. And this is the daily and overall results of the day, and at least the overall result of 5 racing days. Echo Juliet comes first. Bostan Pristavec from Slovenia in the JS1. Simon Schröder, the young German guy, ASG 29, comes second. 3rd place, Yankee 4, Mario Kiesling from Germany in the Ventus 2CXA. 4th, Werner Ammann, ASG 29, and 5th, Wolfgang Janovic, Ventus 2CXA. And as you can see down the points, Sierra 2, Alpha Golf, Delta India Delta, Oscar Delta, Lima Zulu, Bravo Tango, India Kilo, Oscar Tango, Mike 3. All those got points during this contest. And the group of 0 is Lima Victor, Mike Alpha X-Ray, Papa Kilo, Echo Delta Echo, and Golf Golf. Anyway, this was a very thrilling Grand Prix in Austria. We're looking forward for the next Grand Prix here in Austria, and hopefully a final in a few.